Whomst.
Mm.
Oh, it's Mr. Riot Man.
What's up, guys?
Scott, you fuck.
Why are you yelling at Scott all of a sudden?
I can.
Because I miss. That's how I greet people now. Scott,
What's going on, Jordan?
have you ever had Arizona tea? That's the best one because I got 3 different fucking flavors. I got iced tea with lemon flavor. I got Golden Bear light lemonade, strawberry.
Oh, that's good.
And I think I just got original green tea.
Oh, the green tea's the best, in my opinion.
Green tea is pretty
Well,
solid. Helps with your digestive system too.
I want to drink like 1 tonight and save 2 for my trip tomorrow. So like, which one do you think I should? Do you think I should do the one with lemonade?
I mean, yeah.
Drink the lemonade. Drink lemonade tonight so you don't get caffeine from the tea.
And these are 99 cents, so I bought 3 of them.
Nice. Where are you going tomorrow, there, Jordan?
Was this a pre-approved vacation trip from Catacorp?
Yeah, Catacorp's paying for it.
We got a business credit card and everything.
Eventually, if we have enough following, I want to be like one of those people that are like, we're gonna give away these gift cards to someone special in the comments. Shit like that.
So
that'd be great.
You want us to be Mr. Beast. Got it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
We're gonna go raid stores next.
Yeah, raid stores.
Dude, Mr. Beast gets like millions and millions
Oh,
of
dude,
views
he gets
on his
millions
videos.
of dollars, and he just gives it all away.
Do you know why he gets millions of views, Jordan? Is because all of his watch base are 12-year-olds. And they got nothing better to do during the pandemic than to watch some not middle-aged, but fairly aged man throw
He's
cash
at
his
our age.
So-called
Yeah.
friends that are only really there because of his money. But they exploit each other because he makes them look like morons. And
That is true.
and
hear me out.
And they basically use him for money. So
the one dude, who's always in his videos. I don't know his name, but he's been there since the beginning because he was his first follower.
yeah, because he's
That might be
getting that
Chandler.
fat
I'm not
check.
sure.
What, Tristan?
He's getting that fat check.
I don't know if he's paying him, but I know he's been given cars and shit from Mr. Beast. He always does that shit where he destroys the person's car, and then he's like, "Bro, I want to give you this car."
I like that though. I like that he does the prank, but he rewards them though. He doesn't screw them up haha, your whole house is destroyed. Bye. He doesn't
Tristan, the warm out special video.
Yes. And this house is a pretty big house, so that's gonna be some good flames.
I almost just spit out my tea. I didn't mean your own house.
Don't worry about it.
Of course. So what we do is we put a ring of gasoline around your house. We go very far away with a bow and arrow, a flaming arrow, and we shoot it from afar.
Yes.
Make sure it's wood. Make sure it's a wooden arrow so it'll burn up, and there's no evidence against us. Be held liable.
Scott, I'm recording this. There's plenty of evidence against us.
All jokes, people. All jokes. We're just messing here.
Yeah, I've been trying to get this man just to record a podcast for the past 30 minutes, but he wants to literally raise the chickens that he's making his buffalo chicken dip with, so...
It's first, you gotta raise the chicken. So first you have to get the egg.
He's not wrong.
You gotta put the egg in the eggulator. He's gotta cook for about not... You know that thing?
Incubator.
Incubator, that's it. This guy just gotta cook.
I like eggulator a lot better, so...
Eggulator!
Eggulator sounds like something that they would, call in the Pokemon game.
Eggulator sounds like a video game that you would play, Jordan.
It sounds like a Terminator chicken that's killing eggs.
Exactly.
The
Egg.
Egg.
Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg. Egg.
Egg.
It's literally just egg simulator, isn't it?
It probably is, but you would play it because it's single player, and everyone else wants you to play multiplayer games. So you make a nice decision to
Dude, listen.
play single player games.
Now that we're boycotting Activision, I'm gonna delete all my Call of Duty games, and
Are you
now
gonna
I
delete
can
WoW?
finally have enough.
Are you gonna delete WoW?
Listen, I haven't finished.
Answer the question. Are you gonna delete WoW?
I'm gonna answer you that in a minute because I have to think about that question.
We have to think about it. If you
Can
have
I
to
talk?
literally,
Okay,
you could talk when
then-
you stop paying $15 a month to a bunch of.
I didn't. I already paid them $60.
But you pay $15 a month for a subscription, yeah.
The damage. Well, we do the bulk order where like you did it, but like we did it like way ahead of schedule before all this crap went down.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah, we did. Anyways, so right. So then I'm gonna now that I have enough storage, I'm gonna download Flight Simulator.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna take up your whole Xbox with one freaking game.
Hell no.
Dude, that thing is gigantic. It's
But dude,
Dude,
I have been wanting to play it. I have been
Dude.
really wanting to play it.
I saw the physical edition. That thing had like 6 discs in it. I'm thinking, oh,
No, it does not.
yes, it does. I will pull you up a pic. Hold on.
Dude, that's probably like some like mega edition or something. Probably like I don't even know what the hell you call that. All right, Sebastian. Let's get the fuck. Is that a crab with a top hat and a monocle? That's it. That's where I draw the line. Come on, Master Chief. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was watching Waze. I was on my Waze app.
Dude, don't
And it
trust
was-
Waze.
I do. And it was Master Chief guiding me through Pennsylvania. I loved it.
Wait, was he literally like, I need a gun?
He's like, turn left up ahead. Fall out. He's like, let's get moving, Nancy.
Can you imagine?
Stuff like
Can you imagine if you like ran into a car in front of you, was like, and you ran into another one, is like double kill.
And there was one where it was it's like there's gonna be some bumps in the road, but they're not gonna be speed bumps. I'm thinking, oh my god, what is he referring to?
Okay.
I think he's referring to grunties that you can run over in the game.
I mean,
Oh,
if you
shit, that's
if you leave them there, they could be kept as speed bumps. I'm just saying. Be
Wait,
useful
so you
to the
actually-
environment.
Are you saying that you use the Waze app? Oh, you're talking about actually killing people. Never mind.
I love that. Oh, you're talking about actually killing people. Never mind. Have a good day.
That would be very bad.
Let me eat my food.
It's buffalo chicken dip that he raised himself. Then he has a cow. He's gonna milk the cow. He's gonna
Jordan,
make the cheese.
Jordan,
He's
how
gotta grow
long
the
is
peppers.
How long is it gonna take you to eat your food? Because me and Scott could literally do a review on Suicide Squad if you like are AFK for however long.
Damn, bro, getting rid of me already.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I don't want to spoil it for you, because there
Oh,
are
you're
spoilers.
right.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to see, like,
I've always-
is your plan to go AFK to eat, or you just gonna do mukbang and, take care of it?
I hate that trend. I'm sorry. I really
I
do
hate
not
it.
like
It's
that.
so
at all.
disgusting. I saw like a
Well, I
few
don't-
videos on Trisha Paytas about it,
Mhm.
and whatever the hell her name is,
Wait, you like
But the point is, I saw like hate videos on her, and they used those videos as like samples, and I hated it. It was so disgusting. I don't get the appeal. I mean, if that's someone else's, whoever's listening to this right now, if that's your deal, that's your deal. It's whatever.
Yeah, we're not judging, but like we personally do not like it. It's
Oh, I
just not our
forgot.
cup of tea.
It
You're
kind of
literally-
grosses me out.
You're literally recording right now. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll hang up, and you guys can do the review because I've
You
only
don't
seen
have
like.
to. You don't have to leave. It's just if it was in your plans to leave, then I know what my plans are. But if you want to stay,
No.
here
If you guys,
and
if
mukbang it out.
No. I'm not gonna mukbang it out because
That'd be
I
the
want
title
you
of this
guys-
book, man it out.
You said that you're gonna do. You said that you're gonna do the review for Suicide Squad, which,
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, right?
Right.
Listen.
title of this episode. Jordan can't decide whether or not he wants to eat on the air or eat alone.
Both sound terrible.
I hope eventually we somehow just get onto like radio, and then I'm just like eating during the whole fucking show.
During the whole freaking show. Oh, that'd be
I would
great.
do that. Not lying. People do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I've seen plenty of interesting podcasts.
Alright, so we're gonna do this review.
I don't think I'm gonna bang it out. So if you guys do want to do that, go ahead.
Alrighty.
It won't take me long though to eat. I'll try to be quick.
All right.
It's definitely not gonna be no like hour or anything like that. Damn. I felt that.
I'm timing it.
Oh no.
And the clock starts now.
Haven't even left yet.
Go, Jordan, go!
Jordan. No, not Jordan. Google start a.
Tristan, you can't do that yet. You can't do that yet.
Starting now.
No, you can't do
He's
that.
listening in.
Oh, you know what I want to watch? I want to watch this new Nicolas Cage movie called Pig.
You're 10 seconds in.
Mother of God.
That's a movie about a John Wick kind of character going out saving his pet pig, I think.
Yeah, but I think the pig is like a drug thing, though.
I have no idea.
Oh, no, I know what it was.
It's
it
a drug
was
hallucination, or they shoved drugs
No.
up the pig's ass?
The pig is not a mule. What it is that the
I never
pig...
said it was a mule. I said it was a pig.
No,
It was
you're
a
missing the
drug pig.
point. There's a movie called The Mule, and that's what they call people that cross the border. Americans that, the Hispanic cartel, they have the Americans that can cross the border shove drugs up their ass. So
That's not correct. They have little balloons and they guide them down their
that's what
throat.
I'm saying. They put it in a balloon and they shove it up their ass.
No, Jordan. They put it down their throats.
I've heard differently, Scott.
Okay, well, there's probably two different ways of doing it.
Yeah, I think it's done in two different ways, and I think the throat thing came into motion once they started actually like searching people's anal cavities for such things. Trigger warning: anal cavities.
YouTube's going to demonetize us now.
It's fine. We were never monetized in the first place.
Please
what are they gonna do? Take our money?
Our 1 penny.
We don't even have a penny, Scott.
Tristan, how the hell would we split a penny?
I don't know. I'd just take it.
What?
Just take it. He's like, bye. It is his channel.
No, it's mine and Jordan's channel, but like,
geez, Scott,
I'm just gonna make the executive decision to take said penny.
Jeez. Okay, Tristan got to it first.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, like the first $1 that we make, like we make a couple bucks. Like I think I'm gonna frame like one of the dollars that we like make.
What? Like
we should go out to McDonald's and get like a little dollar cheeseburger and eat it on air.
You gotta have like a Mr. Krabs like framed. My first $1.
Yes,
put it up on the wall.
That's exactly what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. That'd be pretty, and we all sign it, which would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be like I'm gonna date it and everything. Be like Kata Corp's first $1.
Oh yeah.
Or first revenue. What was that?
I don't know.
Hey, sorry, I'm playing Borderlands.
Oh, okay. I'll be back.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. So, Suicide Squad.
Excellent movie.
Very
Just you want to
excellent
start
movie.
us off, or do you want to go back and forth? How are we gonna do this?
Yeah. So I could start us off. So we start out in the movie. Me, you, and Paige all watched it. Originally, Jordan was supposed to be with us, but that didn't quite happen. But I thought it was a great movie. We started out with Michael Rooker's character. I can't remember what his name was.
Savant.
He had a
If you
Oh,
don't know any of the
Vivant.
names, I've never Savant.
Savant. Okay, yeah. Um, but
And
yeah,
he's in.
sorry, go on.
Go ahead. So
No,
he's
go
in
on.
Bell Rev, which is this famous DC prison, which is located in Louisiana, and he kills a bird. And the significance of him killing the bird is, which I found out today, was that is supposed to represent his arch nemesis, Black Canary, who
Oh,
sometimes wears yellow. Which I'm thinking, that's really cool. Little jolt to that.
do you
And so
think
he's
that's gonna be?
essentially.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Do you think that's what Scarlett Johansson's gonna be? Is Black Canary?
Well, they do have a girl already cast from Birds of Prey as Black Canary,
Oh,
so
oh, I didn't see
who,
that
who
film. I'm sorry.
yeah, you know you're fine. Who wears a yellow jacket? So, there's that. Now we are thinking because Scarlett Johansson's really pissed off with Disney right now and Marvel due to the release of her movie Black Widow, that she will probably go over to DC, and Warner Bros is actually talking to her right now. And I'm hoping she could do. There's two really great characters she can do. One is Talia al Ghul, who is a big love interest for Batman. She's the mother of Damian Wayne, one of the Robins,
I
and
think
actual
that's
son of Batman.
I think that's one of the best things that you listed in the Discord is Talia. But go on.
And then she's also plays a key role in a 1970s Batman story with Ra's. Ra's daughter actually gets kidnapped along with Robin, so Batman has to actually help him, which is a very interesting story. And that's how they essentially fall in love.
Hmm.
But it's an interesting story line of the two, Batman and Talia. The other character she could do is Poison Ivy, the green seductress of the DC universe. So they could, I could see them doing that for the next Batman movie because it's going to be based loosely on The Long Halloween, which is the introduction to a lot of major DC villains. And like Two-Face, Joker, Poison Ivy's in it, Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, and essentially the turning of the tide of the mob influence to supervillain influence. But anyways, enough about that. Just so we continue with the plot.
Oh yeah, so we go on. What's his name? Savant. Savant is on like this large team of people that you don't really see all too often, and the Weasel was funny.
Yeah.
And Pete Davidson was also funny. What was his name? Blackguard in the movie.
Blackguard. Yep.
Yeah, I remember once he got back up like on the island. He's like, "Hey, I'm the guy who made the deal with whatever," and I just thought that he was like bluffing, like try to confuse everybody. And I know Pete Davidson as like a what's the word? Comedian.
SNL cast member, comedian.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I'm like, dude, he's got to have like a longer runtime in the movie. So there's no way that he's gonna die. And Michael Rooker, I feel like, is a larger name too. So I didn't think he was gonna die either. So then once Pete Davidson's face got blown off, I'm like, oh, okay. It really did surprise me, but there was a whole slaughter that happened.
Oh yeah, which I was shocked at because I thought they were really building up all these different characters, and this is like Suicide Squad Team B. This is Javelin Man, Blackguard, Mongrel, the Weasel, Jai Courtney's character, which is Captain Boomerang, and that entire team gets just wiped out. I mean, and Harley Quinn, but Harley Quinn does survive. And they get essentially, they get brutally killed. I mean, no one. Oh, and Nathan Fillion's character. What is this character's name?
TDK.
The detachable TDK.
The detachable kid. Yeah,
that was hysterical.
That was hilarious. They started shooting his arms, and he starts freaking out. That was and. That's another thing I want to say about this movie. It was 100 times more gorier than I thought it would be. It wasn't.
Same.
It wasn't so gory that it was like physically off-putting. It was more shocking to me. Like, oh, that's horrible. Which really scared me once those things started attacking King Shark, and I'm like, please don't die. And
Oh no, people.
yeah, exactly. Because like those things gave off like the vibe of like a piranha, and like a piranha. Like after it showed its teeth, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want this guy to get devoured. This is like my favorite character right now. And the way it was shot, like in the midst of them attacking him, I'm like, okay, they're not gonna kill him. They're gonna chew up some chunks of him, but they're not gonna kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty all right with how that turned out. But King Shark in general is just so he's so funny, and it's funny how I see all these comparisons to TikTok, and it really shows people like sometimes good writing is better than the detail in CGI, because there's like King Shark. There's all these comparisons to the King Shark in the Flash series, which apparently he showed up in there. I have not watched the Flash series since season 3 because I probably stayed.
It gets repetitive.
It gets so repetitive. It gets as repetitive as me saying that it gets repetitive. And they were comparing it, and the CGI, it was a lot more like detailed for him. He didn't really look cartoonish. He kind of looked like semi-real. There's a lot of details in his muscles, and then you have this King Shark, the dumb, cartoonish looking thing. Looks like Bruce from Finding Nemo. And
He does.
And still, a lot more people liked that King Shark than they liked the King Shark in the Flash series.
Well, they gave him a personality. They gave him cool traits. It was much better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he is one of the characters on the A team. And on the A team, you had the big names. So you have John Cena's Peacemaker, who's getting his own miniseries, which I found out is going to be a prequel and a sequel to the movie Suicide Squad, which I think is awesome because he is a very unique origin story that I don't want to spoil here, but it's very interesting. His origin story. We also have one of my personal favorite characters, Idris Elba, playing. I want to say it's not Blackguard. What does he play? Bloodsport. Bloodsport's another very interesting character that most people don't know about, but in the DC universe, in the comic book, he actually did shoot Superman with a kryptonite bullet and put him in the hospital for a while.
The one character that oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
The one character I liked, I don't like the motives and how they do things, but I like the character as, they are in the story. They could be problematic, is Amanda Waller. Because she could be extremely, extremely ruthless. And it's, I don't at all agree with her methods. Literally keeping what's that guy's name that you were just mentioning? Bloodsport.
Bloodsport's daughter.
Yeah, Bloodsport's daughter as like kind of hostage. Like, hey, you need to do this, otherwise she's gonna go to jail. She could be tried as an adult at this point,
and she'll basically get killed in prison because they have the highest mortality rate in all of America. The prison penal system.
So. Yeah, I don't at all agree with her methods, but I do like how she's kind of like... She's not really an antagonist, but she's kind of antagonistic.
I'd agree with that.
But yeah,
and then we have...
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. I don't want to keep cutting you off there.
No, you're good. I was just trying to figure out something to say. You go ahead.
And then we have the leader of the group, Rick Flag, who is brilliantly played... he's one of the few returning cast members. There's 3 returning cast members from the original Suicide. Actually, 4. I'm sorry. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Jay Courtney as Captain Boomerang, and then John Samantian, something like that, who returns as Rick Flag. And I have to say, each of these characters, from what I've seen, are just so much better in this movie.
Oh yeah,
they have a history together. They care about each other. Like the first time Harley Quinn pops up Captain Boomer's like, "Hi, Harls, what are you doing back in prison?" He's like, "Oh, I had road rage." He's just like, "Hey, old friends."
Yeah, they had some kind of chemistry and some kind of development along the way. It made it feel a little bit more real, and it was a lot more. I don't want to say it was heartbreaking, but it definitely made you feel bad whenever like everyone on that team got slaughtered.
Yeah, even the characters that are
it's
barely around, it
yeah,
was brilliantly well done because like you cared about like the Javelin Man, he's like flirting, he's kind of like little flirting with Harley Quinn. It's like this cute little friendship, and then he dies, and he's like, "Here, take this." And she's like, "What do I do with it?" She takes his
carry it
javelin.
for, and then she just starts slapping him. She's like, carry it for
Carry
who?
it for who? And at first I thought she was gonna close his eyes out of respect to him, and I'm thinking she
Right.
starts slapping his face. Oh my
Oh man.
gosh.
I especially love when she killed that one guy. He was like, "Oh yeah, like they had this whole romantic sorry, not entourage. What's the word I'm looking for?
Montage.
Montage, yeah, montage. Where it seemed like it was like a bad
A
romantic
romantic.
novel.
It was like a
It's
Hallmark movie almost.
yeah, yeah, almost. If you just take away the
And,
dyed hair and the tattoos, it would have been exactly that.
oh wait a minute, Harley Quinn has dyed hair and tattoos. Oh, we're there.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Hallmark
I'm saying,
people
I'm
don't
saying, yeah, I'm saying if
Oh,
you
okay,
take
you're
those
right.
away, yeah, you
I'm
take
not
those
a. I'm
away.
not
That
a.
I'm not a big Hallmark person either, but I've seen a few things in my life. Um, but yeah, I loved how like everything came to an abrupt stop when he was like, "Oh yeah, we have something in this tower and we're killing children with it," and then she was like, "Well, all right," just shoots him right then and there.
And she picks up this beautiful pistol, shoots him, and she's like, and it was on display. And she's like, "I'm surprised this thing had a bullet in it." We're just laughing hysterically because it was funny. It's just
Yeah, it was funny. Some of the humor was like there was like two different jokes that were cracked, and I'm like, dude, that was such a middle school joke because they were talking about it was Project Starfish in the beginning, and John Cena's character Peacemaker was like, hey, like just randomly was like, Starfish is also slang for butthole. Do you think there's
you think it's any
a
connection?
correlation between the two? And I'm like, oh my god, why did they go for that joke out of all the things? It's just it was funny, but I don't think it was funny in the way that they intended it to be.
And then we also have one of the other main characters, Ratcatcher's daughter, who is another Batman villain that they put in this. Now, Ratcatcher himself, they changed up his origin story a bit. Instead of being in Gotham, he was in Portugal, and they made him more of a sympathetic character, which I really liked. And Tristan, you made a great comment about that whole flashback scene. Why
Yeah,
don't you take charge on that?
I loved the way that flashback scene was shot because normally with flashback scenes, you have the character kind of talking about it at first, and then it kind of fades into this whole different shot where it shows you what they're talking about, either through voiceover or just completely going to that time and place altogether. But this one, they were on, I think they were in that like bus or minivan or whatever it was, and you see her kind of like resting her head by the window, and instead of it like fading over, she's still talking, but you see the visions of her and her father, and her backstory and her father's backstory played out on the window in the same exact shot as she's still talking, which I thought was done pretty well. I think a lot of the cinematography in this film was done pretty well, especially the title cards. It was creative. Because like you would see a title card like blend in with the environment.
Yeah, it was really cleverly done.
Yeah, like not only did they did they separate it like, oh, this is this chapter, this is this arc? Because each chapter, like story card is like an arc, or a mini arc guiding the main
Mm-hmm.
narrative. So it's good to have that type of structure in your movie, and it definitely showed that they had said structure. But not only did they have said structure, they were able to show the structure to the audience in a creative way, instead of like Jack Snyder's, no, not Jack Snyder's, the Snyder
Jack
whatever,
Snyder
whoever it was. Um, in there, he had like 5 different title cards, and each one it was just the screen faded to black, and there was like white text over it. Which there's nothing really inherently wrong with that. It's still structured, and that's still good. But it was just the extra effort in this film that made it blend in with the environment, that made it stick out to me. So I really appreciate that.
I do too. And the interesting thing about this movie is they do go up against a big DC villain, literally. Starro, who is like one of the first villains that Justice League ever fights. He's very infamous in DC history. He's a character you don't see much. You may see him in like a TV show, an animated movie here and there. But I like this because he's a weird, wacko DC villain that actually fits the story and actually feels like it's integrated well within the story. Would you agree with that, Tristan? Would you disagree?
Yeah, I would agree. He was a character that you could kind of sympathize with, sympathize, whatever that word is. I can't speak today.
I want to say empathize, but
empathize. Yeah. Empathize would be a good word for it, because he was a problem. Like, once he escaped, like the only thing I know him from is this film, so that's the only knowledge I'm going off of. He was tortured for like 30 years, and he even like said, like, before his death, he's like, I was happy just floating around. So when he finally escaped, he was looking for vengeance, but the problem was the vengeance was upon people who did not know of his capture and torture. So that was, kind of the problem. I mean, just because something has the ability or the potential to be a problem does not mean it will be a problem. If he had I feel like if they had just like left him up in space, he would have just been fine. He was content just floating around, but no, they had to take him back, experiment on him, and torture him for like 30 years. So I understand why he was angry. I understand, that he wanted vengeance upon the people who had done this to him. But the problem here was he was attacking this innocent city full of innocent people. So there's definitely like a gray line between right and wrong there.
Absolutely. And one of the most interesting characters we also forgot to mention is Polka Dot Man. This is an extremely almost unknown character, except for like a few Batman comics and a few other comics here and there. But it's so well done and so well written that he actually becomes like a standout character in the movie. And you really
well written.
He is extremely well written, because I think one of the reasons is because this was James Gunn's favorite DC villain, or one of them at least. He just loved the character so much. And it was just, I was shocked at how well, because I thought, oh, this is just going to be a stupid villain. He's going to kind of take over the role of Jai Courtney's, the dumb idiot who's going to like make like a couple funny scenes, the kind of like the cool, fool of himself guy that you all kind of love. But no, he's the most sad, and like you really feel bad for him because he was kind of forced into this. The whole, his whole like powers and all of that. And Tristan, if you want to expand on that, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah. So basically, and this is kind of like a common. It's not a common problem, or it might be a common problem. I just don't know. But it is a problem. He's like a victim of being raised by a narcissist. Whereas, his mom sees him not as a child or a person, just as another image of herself. So what she had done to him and the rest of his siblings was, run experiments on him. Because she was a scientist at Star Labs. and try to turn them into superheroes just to further her own glory. So instead of like, him being him, he had to, I don't know what the term
He
is
was
for
forced to live out her dream, essentially. And that is a
yes
common problem with a lot of
with parents.
parents, I'd say.
Yeah.
Um, and you see that a lot, like TV shows like the Pageant Girls. You see a lot of it's called what I've deemed as parents living through their children,
Yeah,
like them
exactly.
becoming like athletes, superstar athletes. I'm forcing them to do stuff like become cheerleaders, stuff like that. So
Exactly. Yeah, you put it a lot better than I could. I thought I'd be able to put it very well, but I
no, you
for
did.
some
You
reason
explained it well.
um, but it's that's a big problem for that. So I can you kind of did feel for him, and in the end, in his time of death, he was happy for once in his whole life. Um, but he became a hero not because his mom wanted to, just because you know he kind of took action on his own
Yeah,
because in his
him
mind he was attacking her. So
exactly. Yeah, every time like because he's really uncomfortable with killing people and hurting people, which is another reason why I'm kind of surprised. He was thrown in the Suicide Squad. Um,
yeah,
and then he really struggles with it, but he like kind of like this coping where he imagines everything as his mom, and you see all at one point in time you see his mom as Giant Starro, you see her as all the different cast members. It was very funny and strange at the same time.
oh yeah, it was very it was very strange. I remember when they first someone made a comment that they were all gonna die on the mission, and then he's like, "God, I hope so." It's just, I
Yeah,
think that's.
you remember that?
I was like one of his like first lines, and I was just like, "Man, I feel that." That's funny. Um, but yeah, over time, his character actually like developed, and you actually felt for him.
One thing though I really did love about this movie, and this was a common trope of a lot of older superhero movies, like the X-Men movies, some of the Avengers movies, some Marvel movies, earlier on, was the costumes. And a lot of times the costumes were not very comic book accurate. These costumes look like they were literally ripped straight out of a comic book and just plastered onto your screen.
Mm.
And that
Yeah,
was
I
one of
would
the things
say
I
that
absolutely loved about this film.
I will have to ask because I don't know anything about the polka dot man. It was his. It seems like it was his costume comic book accurate.
It was. I don't remember because I don't really. Nobody really knows much about the character. Other do more research on him because it's becoming a more popular character. I don't remember him having those wristband things, but I feel like they added them so that way
Hmm.
it makes it more seem like he's actually throwing the polka dots, which I thought was cool. But yes, that is comic book accurate. He would just wear like this white suit with polka dots all over it, and the glasses and the hat, and yeah, so it was very accurate.
Hmm. Yeah, this film had I feel like had plenty of people that not a lot of people know about. But then again, it is DC, the more popular comic movie industry is the MCU and Marvel.
Oh,
Given
absolutely,
given how much stuff that they have, but it seems like DC is coming back a little bit, but at the same time they need to get structured. Um,
absolutely.
because they recasted Batman twice now. They're like, oh, we got Robert Patterson as Batman now, but now people want us to expand on the universe where uh, Ben Affleck is Batman, and it's just they need to get structured. They
Hmm.
need to not confuse the audience. Like, okay, what is canon and what is not?
And on
Because that.
that point,
I'm sorry.
you mentioned that, and it's interesting because I was finding out about this. The movie that's coming out soon is the Flash movie, and it's going to be
Oh,
called
that too.
Flashpoint. And that's going to be with Ben Affleck's Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman, Ezra Miller's Flash, and essentially it's going to be about a Flashpoint type of crisis that we saw in the New 52 movie. It's going to be very different from that, but it's going to be the same idea where Barry's going to go back, save his mom, and then it's going to cause a Flashpoint, and he's going to have to go back and change everything. And Michael Keaton's Batman, I'm excited to see him again. He's like, let's go nuts, baby.
That sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. But at the same time, I feel like it's not copying the MCU. But at the same time, it's like, if Michael Keaton's Batman comes back, like, let's say that's like I don't want to say a variant, but like a different version of Batman. Just like, you know what I mean?
It's kind of like a Bat verse. I do know exactly what you're talking about.
Spoilers for Loki. I feel like they might open up like a whole separate. You've seen Loki, haven't you?
I have seen all the way through.
Okay, good.
Good show.
I was pretty sure you were on that podcast, but I wasn't 100%. But yeah, it could be something like that. Like, they're messing with time. Time is messing back with them, and this is going to happen. And that's what it seems like this is going to be. But at the same time, for Barry to go back and try to save his mom, you might learn more and actually be able to empathize more with Barry Allen than anything, as a character, and not like some random kid that Batman picked up and was like, "Hey, you're helping us fight this like intergalactic warlord." So yeah, I'm excited for that. But as the Suicide Squad movie overall, I'm going to give it. I want to give it 9. I want to say 9.10. No, not 9.10. I'm sorry. That makes no sense.
9.5?
No, not 9.5. 9 out of 10. I didn't mean to go into the points and all that. I was originally going to give it an 8 just because I didn't really like the gore to it, but I don't think that's worth knocking off 2 points.
Yeah, this would have been a 10 for me if the gore they held back the gore a little bit. It would have been, I thought, like a 10 out of 10. It's still an excellent movie. I'd give it a 9 as well.
Yeah, I mean the gore wasn't too bad, but at the same time, it was a little much.
It got tiresome at the end because you're like, oh, they're just gonna do this, this, and this. I'm like, oh, okay. It was almost to the point where I feel like I was watching a horror movie because it was like that one scene in the end where like they had like all the testers, and that was dark.
Oh yeah, that was definitely an interesting scene.
So Tristan, let's talk about real quick. Let's do favorite character, and then our favorite scene.
All right. First one is very easy for me. King Shark. I love King Shark.
I'm glad you said him because I do.
Yeah, he's. Oh my god, he's so stupid, but it's so funny at the same time. And I think one of my favorite scenes would involve him as well. He's like, oh, I'll wear a disguise. And they're like, there's no disguise for you. What disguise would it have? Fake mustache. He just puts,
like, that's not a mustache out of wall. He's like, fuck! He just yells out the F
and
walks off.
Yeah, he just starts like having a mini tantrum in the background while Ratcatcher
people are laughing.
Just laughing. Oh man, it was funny. It was hilarious. What about you?
Oh, for me, I'd have to either go with Bloodsport or Peacemaker. They were played so well by both Idris Elba and John Cena, respectively. I love the backstory they gave both of them. They're excellent characters. Very obscure characters, too, but they really made them shine in this movie, which I really like. So, if I had to choose one, I'd have to go with Bloodsport, because I liked his motivations. He was a great leader of the team. It really felt like he was bonding with them. And my favorite scene in the whole movie would have to be the one in the very end where they at the end where Star Wars attacking the city and Amanda Waller calls, just says, "Guys, evacuation's here. Get out." And they're like, "No, these are innocent people. There's children here. We got to go." And they start walking, and he's the first one to start walking, and then Harley follows, King Shark, Polka Dot Man, all the other ones start following him. It was just like a really brilliant scene that actually, it was wow, these guys are actually like, yes, they're criminals. Yes, they've done some god awful things in their life, but they realize that like they have to stop it. That they're willing to kill themselves to save the city.
Yeah, they might be super villains, but they're also human.
Human, exactly. That was definitely one angle overall. Why I'm giving it a 9/10 because the villains, yes, they look comic booky. Yes, this is an excellent comic booky movie, but at the end of the day, though, they're all written like true human beings.
Yeah.
And that's what I think makes this movie so much better than David Arian's cut. I mean, David Arian's version, which I've not seen yet, but I feel like I have seen enough of it to say that.
Oh, you haven't seen the first Suicide Squad movie?
I've not. I've seen some cuts of it. I do like Will Smith as Deadshot. That was an interesting cast choice, but I didn't like that the whole film was like looked really dark, like lighting wise, everything was like in the shadows. I'm thinking, where's your light? Like they forgot to pay their electric bill. They can only put up like 2 to 3 lights, and they're like, okay.
From when I watched it, it seemed okay. I mean, some of the acting was all right, like Will Smith and Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, but yeah, it wasn't anything too special, especially not compared to this film at all.
Oh, I know, this film blows it out of the water.
Oh, it definitely does. So yeah, that's an overall 9 out of 10. We're all in unison when it comes to that rating. It seems like our co-host Jordan wants to come back in, so we're gonna start our next segment.
Yeah,
Jordan gets in here.
And if you all love the Suicide Squad much as us, they are going to do Peacemaker series streaming exclusively on HBO Max in January of 2022. And there are rumors that James Gunn is going to do at least 3 more movies for them, and we're not sure what they are yet. All right, Jordan, come on down. You're the next contestant on Chaotic Corp. Jordan.
Open Snapchat.
Opening Snapchat.
I'm going to move us down to podcast studio real quick.
Thank you.
Where's my son? There he is.
Of course, I'm very excited for DC. They're doing Blue Beetle, which is going to be the first Hispanic superhero movie solo film, because I don't think they've done any other Hispanic superheroes.
I mean, if you count Into the Spider-Verse, technically.
Oh, yeah, because Miles is black and I think Puerto Rican or something. Yeah, so I would count. Okay, there's also Miles. Okay, this will be his first solo film, and then I was going to do Batgirl, which should be fun. But those movies are going to be HBO Max exclusives. So what they're essentially going to do is they're essentially going to try out all these different like movies and see which one's successful and all that, and then like make like a sequel, but like in theaters. So, Tristan, what games have you been playing recently? I heard you've been playing the Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy a whole lot. Nothing really solid. I just finished Resident Evil 3 remake.
How was that? How was the remake?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yes.
I don't like it. So the graphics itself and the character models and all that are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. They are absolutely stunning. However, the game was so short. It took me about 4 hours to complete. It actually took my sister 3 hours to complete somehow. Whereas like the original Resident Evil, like the 2 remake, I think took us like 8 hours to do one campaign out of 2. So, you know, there was a lot of playtime taken out of the 2 remake itself. But this thing just didn't really have any, you know, didn't really have much to give. Like I said, the actual graphics and everything to it are absolutely stunning. But it was so short. It was just like a quick cash grab, I feel. Which is unfortunate.
That is. There is a game series I want to recommend. I don't know if you've played it or not. but personally, I love it because it's very Resident Evil-esque. It is on Game Pass Ultimate. It is Dead Space.
Yes,
did
I
hear
have
that
that downloaded.
No,
Yeah,
you're
you've got
remaking
to
it.
play the first one, and they are remaking it too. But it
Yeah.
is I've never. I'm not a huge horror guy, but oh my gosh, that's one of the best games I've ever played. It is so Dead Space, the first one.
You've
It
only
is.
played the first one though.
Now the second one is good. I heard the third one was more actiony.
I did like the third one.
Third one was more action based, but still an excellent game.
I think it's a
Um,
pretty good series.
Overall, absolutely. Overall, it's an excellent series that I'd highly recommend, especially to you, Tristan, since you're a horror fan.
You said overall. Oh, you mean never mind. I'm sorry. I big dense. Yeah, I'll definitely have to give it a try. What I wanted Jordan to give a try was Revelations 2. Resident Evil Revelations 2, because it was multiplayer, but you know. Jordan, are you
I'd be
acknowledging
down
this, or are you?
that game.
I'm listening.
If that game's on sale, I'll be more than happy to play it through with you. That'd be a lot of fun.
It's pretty good. I haven't played through it yet. I mean, I know the basics of the story, but yeah, I haven't really played too much of it.
So is this mainly just a? We're just mainly talking.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Um, but yeah,
Just chilling.
I'm George. I can't remember. Did you get Resident Evil 6?
I think so.
I'm gonna check that because that's also multiplayer.
Oh, you know what? Well, it's on Game Pass, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, only
Only Resident Evil
only
7 is on Game Pass, I think.
no Capcom game. I think that's like the only Capcom game.
Yeah. And I think they only put it up there because Resident Evil 8 was coming out at the time. So they wanted people to be hyped for it. Like, hey, here's this for free. Just please consider buying our new products.
Oh, you didn't really
Jonathan
like
move.
3 too much.
Yeah.
Mention that in this.
What are you saying?
I said, don't mention Jonathan
Oh.
here.
Yeah, so basically there's an inside joke and everyone's in on it except Jordan.
Jordan, what are you playing recently? What have you recently been playing through?
I know what he's been playing.
That's the first thing that popped up. Anyways,
Right.
Anyways, so I've actually, my Xbox took a dump on me, like, and it's been like at least a solid month and a half since I've actually played like video games, other than Sea of Thieves, which was
Other
like,
than Spider-Man, you know,
No,
fixing your Xbox,
No.
you ever just
no,
buy
I'm gonna
PlayStation?
tell you what I did if you would listen and shut up. I hadn't been on my Xbox in like over a month. And then I was like, I really want to play something. My Xbox isn't working. So I did play Sea of Thieves, and then I started playing Spider-Man for like the majority of like this whole weekend, this past weekend, and maybe like a little bit of this week. And then finally I got it fixed like 2 days ago. I had to literally factory reset my entire console.
Oh my gosh! Did you lose all your progress?
No. I'll tell you what happened. Actually, Courage helped me figure out what was going on. So for everyone that's having this issue, that might be experiencing some similar things with your console, keep in mind mine's 2013 edition, like literally when it first came out. So, you know, you may not have these problems, but I've seen it where it's happened. They call it the black screen of death on the series, or it's called the black screen of death, and it's also on like the Series X and S and all that. So, what happened was my Xbox would turn on, and it would come up as the Xbox logo. Like it would usually start up. Nothing, didn't look like anything was wrong other than the it would be wide or not wide. It would whatever the opposite of like not wide is, or whatever the opposite of wide is. Narrow. Because it had these big black lines on both sides of my TV, and the pixels looked like it was like Xbox 360. So I was getting a weird vibe from that, and then as soon as it stopped, usually you'd expect for the home screen to pop up, or the dashboard, and then it never did. Everything just went kind of black, and you could see like the change in color on your TV, and it would be like that for like 30 minutes, and I'd be like, okay, something's definitely wrong. After like 2 minutes, like obviously something's wrong, and people would come online, my friends would come online, and it would show me them coming online, and it would make the sound, like the notification sound, and whenever it'd be like, oh, you have too much space, or you have no space, and you need to delete this, like those notifications would come up, but nothing could be done about trying to fix the screen. So I like had to restart my game or my console like many times, like power reset it, hard reset, hard turn off, whatever. Nothing ever worked. And I even tried, and I've looked this up on Reddit, I even tried unplugging the power box from the wall and taking out the cord and everything, and then waiting like a full 5 minutes for the power to fully drain from the box, and then plugging it back in and turning on my console. It didn't work. So what you have to do is you actually have to factory reset your whole console. But don't worry, because there's actually a setting that says factory reset, delete all your games and everything, or you can factory reset and just keep all your games without you having to just re-download every single game. So that's what I did. So I didn't lose any progress, guys, because everything is also in the cloud. So even if I had to factory reset 100%, I would have just re-downloaded a game and everything would have been fine. My progress still would have been there. So, and I had the exact same thing. I was like, okay, I really don't want to reset my games, because same thing happened with me on my PlayStation. Like, I have 3 profiles on there now. Because
I have a story about that too on PlayStation. Yeah. I'll tell you about that.
I would forget the damn password to my own account, on my own profile, on my PlayStation, because you can choose what profile you want to play as. Kind of like the Nintendo Switch almost. It was really sad. So I had to restart most of my games. It's a shame that your progress doesn't carry over, or there's not an option for that. I'm sure there is on the 5, but I don't know because I haven't seen. What was your story?
Yeah, I had a similar story to that. So what happened was on my PS4, I did not realize this at the time until I figured it out. Apparently, I had left something in the shopping cart of the PS4 store, the PSN store, and I turned off the console.
Oh.
And what happens is the console goes in this thing. I think it's lockdown mode, where essentially you cannot access your console. You can access your profile. You can't do anything really with it. And so I'm freaking out. And I had to do literally, I think, a factory reset too. And on there, it essentially erased almost every single thing I had. Almost all my progress.
Wait,
yeah, it erased all my recent progress with Red Dead. It erased a lot of stuff. Luckily, I still had trophies. I still had my profile. I still had all my games that I bought.
Oh, yeah.
But it erased all of my save. I had I was pretty far through Red Dead 2.
Yeah, we'll keep your trophies, but
it will, but it won't keep your saves. I lost progress in Borderlands 2. It was a mess.
That's terrible. Yeah, see, that's why I'm glad that Microsoft decided to give Xbox the cloud. I don't think Sony has anything like that. They need to jump on that, because
if they do, the only thing they did. Now, what saved my ass though was with the saves was there was this feature on PlayStation Plus that's stupid. You had to pay for it. You could access your saves via this feature, like a cloud. a cloud feature, but you had to pay for it, which I thought was really stupid.
Oh, see, I actually low key want to get Plus. I don't have it because all my friends are on here on Xbox. You know, I don't have really any friends. Maybe like one or two, but I don't really have any friends on my PlayStation because my PlayStation console's only for single player games. And I'll admit, you know, I'm like an avid gamer. I'm not just strictly to one console, and I know most people are. But I'll admit that uh, I think that PlayStation has some of the better single player games.
Absolutely.
And you know, not dissing on Microsoft at all. Like I love the Halo series. What else? Gears of War is pretty fun. I can't think of any others at the moment, but is Sea of Thieves exclusive to Xbox?
I think
Yes,
so.
but that's more multiplayer, I'd say.
Right, but it's still like exclusive. I'm mainly just talking about exclusive. You know, the kind of like exclusive single player or even multiplayer, but mainly all of my games that I have on my PlayStation are single player games. So, you know, like there's Spider-Man, God of War, um, Horizon Zero Dawn, which was one of my first, Ratchet and Clank, even
Oh, love
Jack and
Ratchet and
Daxter,
Clank.
love, and Uncharted series. Like those are just to
Oh
name
my
a
gosh.
few. They're
And
all amazing.
Infamous, Killzone. Oh
Infamous.
yeah.
I don't Infamous. Oh, I love Infamous. Yeah, I had to think about it for a second.
The first two in the DLC were excellent. Second
I,
son was good. Tristan, do you have any console horror stories you like to tell us?
Not really, but no. As far as console horror stories, I try to take care of most of my stuff, so I tend not to have those types of problems.
Well, that's good. Well, I'll talk about. I recently played through the first Borderlands Game of the Year edition, which was excellent. I'd highly recommend that series to anyone who hasn't played it.
Yeah, I think it's on Game Pass, and I haven't yet done anything with it.
It's an outstanding game that you can play with friends, and it's the reason why I love it so much is it's so good. It's good in both co-op and solo. See, a lot of times these games they're fun only in like co-op or only in solo, but Borderlands they did it in a way you could do both, and it's the only game I've ever realized they could do it in.
You know, one game I've been playing recently, and I really hate the fact that I am, is Fortnite. I hate the
Really?
Yeah, I hate
Oh
the
my
fact
gosh, Tristan.
that I'm playing it, but you know, it's not really a terrible game. It's just the fan base is just ick. But yeah, it's like the only game that I'm actually. It's the only battle royale that I'm actually good at. Everything else is just.
I understand.
I used to like Warzone, and then Activision decided to be Activision, so we're not doing that.
Yeah. I give you full credit for that. And other games have tried with it, but I feel like none of them has nearly been as successful as Fortnite.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they've made billions of dollars over a free-to-play game, it's just like...
Well, it's because of all the kids stealing their parents' credit card.
And getting the skins. They gotta get their Joker skins, their Batman skins, their Ariana Grandes and whatnot.
Microsoft put in a... Sorry, not Microsoft. Xbox, or they're the same people anyway. They updated the Game Pass, and we have some new games on the Game Pass.
Oh, nice.
One of them in particular, Jordan, I really want to talk about. I want to pull it up completely so I can read the description. It is.
I'm opening Game Pass right now.
This is the only time that I could talk about it and, like, you know, not have
Boyfriend Dungeon?
Yes.
What?
So
I
they
knew
have
exactly where you were going.
Yeah, they have a new game called Boyfriend Dungeon. It's
Oh no, Tristan! I just
interesting.
tried to open it. I just tried to open it up to look at
God,
the
is that a
description.
cat?
Tristan, I just tried to open it, and guess what? My computer decided to shut out when a Game Pass app.
I got cancer. So
my Xbox, my computer's homophobic. Sorry, go ahead. Cut that out.
This is All right, so it has a very short description. Date your weapons. Level up your love in this shack and slash dungeon crawling adventure. So it's like, yeah. So like, you know how like a soul eater they can turn into weapons.
I was just about to reference that.
That's what I think. That's what this is essentially. Where like you have all these like hot guys that can just turn into weapons.
I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Is
it multiplayer?
It's a multiplayer.
I do not want to play something called Boyfriend
ages up to
Dungeon with you.
13 and up. What?
It is just a regular dating sim. It might not.
There's a freaking cat in here.
I don't know why the cat's there. I hope to God that's not a love interest. We accept a lot of things on this channel, but bestiality is not one of them.
Yeah.
It can't be that bad if it's 13.
Yeah, it can't be too bad. It's probably not at all sexual in nature. It's probably just, whereas most dating sims kind of are. You know?
It's just very heavily implied.
Final Fantasy. Sorry, I'm also looking at the Game Pass. I like how it does give you updates on games that are leaving. Ape Out, Darksiders Genesis. I've actually been interested in playing the Darksiders. I think
Darksiders Genesis.
I think Darksiders is also a Xbox exclusive, by the way.
It is. It's excellent. Yeah. My brother loved that series. Genesis is the newest one they made, and it's a Diablo clone. And it's actually a lot of fun with it. I'd highly recommend it.
Is that technically 4 or is it 5?
I looked. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know the timeline. It'd be like 4.5 if I had to guess.
Ew, I hate games like this.
So
it's just so confusing.
I meant to only look at Boyfriend Dungeon, but apparently I'm now downloading it. But it doesn't cost me anything, so it's fine.
Is it 1 gigabyte?
I don't know.
It looks like it is. I mean, that's why. I have 0 base now for some reason.
It's currently downloading. I will release a mini series on YouTube about it. Don't worry.
I think I'm gonna. I have like 0 space. I think those Minecraft videos in my files, because they're like 1 to 4 hours each. And I think that's what's taking up most of the space.
For how much space do you have?
Right now, I currently have. Go to this PC. I have 1.59 gigabytes free.
Oh, that's like. Oh wow.
I can't. I have to get it before the next season, or because I'm all good on multiplayer videos for a good bit. But before the next season of before next month, I'm gonna have to get some more storage. So,
yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah. Because that thing that Courage sent me, 5 terabytes for $120 some. That's
pretty good.
That's really good.
Damn.
Now, is it a solid state drive or is it a
It's HDD.
Hey, okay, that's why it's cheaper.
Also, yeah, it's cheaper and it also runs a little bit slower. Just the only issue. So if I were to, I think if I were to want to start like downloading stuff and using, let me put it this way. Basically, like all my games that I play on my Xbox, most of the ones that I do play are like either on my console are on my console because I think when you have it on your hard drive, it runs a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it does.
Yeah, so I mean, but that's HDD. It's not like SSD. I think the newer systems have like SSD, or I said it right? SSD.
Yeah, you absolutely solid state drive. Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely know that the PlayStation 5, and I actually saw this. Someone actually took it apart, and they actually bought like a 2 terabyte SSD, and they just opened it up and inserted it with a screwdriver and everything, just like you would a computer. So newer consoles are like top tier.
Oh yeah, newer
I need to
consoles are
get my
essentially
hands.
like built up PCs.
I need to get my hands on the next Xbox or the newest Xbox because mine's old and
It took you a month and a half to fix it.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
and I want to play some of the newer games because most of the newer games are only going to be on next gen, and it's a bit confusing and ridiculous that they would do that to people because most
Right.
of the people right now can't even get their hands on one. There's scalpers out there, and they need to work on like a solution to stop that because it's really
I don't
punishing
think they
people like
will.
me. I don't think they will either, but if they truly care about their fan base, they need to do something.
That's interesting you mentioned that is I watched this whole video on this guy and he talked about Best Buy and stores altogether
I don't trust
are
them.
really not condoning scalping at all. And he brought up
They're
the
not.
he's like he's talking about steel books for like some Disney movies. And he said like there's only like usually one or two available and he said, you have work and all that, so you have a schedule. And he said it was just almost impossible to get some of them. Unless you literally had to go online and scout for it. It was terrible.
Yeah, I remember when it was like maybe even let's see, I got my computer in May, and I had spent prior to that about 2 months, maybe even three, just going to the nearest micro center to be able to, which was about an hour away, by the way. I was lucky enough because I think there's only like a select few in the United States, or I think there's only like a couple in each state, like maybe two maximum. I don't know. I know that the other one is like maybe Western Maryland, which is about like 2 or 3 hours away from me. But so I would spend my time like every Sunday and Monday going to the nearest micro center to look for a GPU graphics card, and there would be lines of people just sleeping outside, hoping that they could get their hands on a GPU. But that was, like I said, that was back in May or earlier. So I think the issue at that time was, does anyone remember that ship in Egypt, that freight ship?
Yes, I
That was,
remember that.
yeah, they actually were saying that there were a whole bunch of computer parts like on that ship, but amongst other things. But the reason that people couldn't get their hands on any GPUs was because that ship decided to take one wrong turn and get stuck for about a month and a half. So I think things might be better now.
They
I
are.
don't I
They're
don't think they're as good as they should be because I think I saw somewhere online that um, the 40 series or the 60 series came out. I don't know why they would jump up like that, but computers are weird, anyways. I think the 40 series might have just come out or is coming out in some states, and they're already like disappearing before they can even get on the shelf. It's pretty bad.
it is. Yeah, that was the same thing because my brother and I was like every single day, almost every hour of the day for like I want to say like like a week, maybe even a month straight, waiting for an Xbox Series S to go on
Oh
sale.
yeah, I remember when you messaged the whole group and you were like, "Guys, buy it
And
now."
it was 300, and I got it from Microsoft Store, and it was $300, and I'm using it right now. It's excellent. I highly recommend it. But like the fact that my brother and I had to do that, it was just like insane.
Oh yeah, dude, it stuff is insane. I remember going on eBay and looking at the prices
Hmm.
that people had managed to scalp, um, and they were selling them for above retail price, which was about they were selling it for like $1,000. Retail is like 400, um, about 400, depending on what you're getting, I think. But
Hmm.
nonetheless, that's absurd. You know, completely absurd. Um, but I thankfully I found one on Facebook Marketplace, and I drove about like an hour away to meet up with some guy. I had my cousin with me. So.
Oh, good. I say
But
Jordan meets some shady guy in like a
no, but
parking lot.
the
Buy
guy
an
was the
Xbox.
guy was nice. He actually suggested the place first before I could. He said, "Let's meet up at this police station." And I even told him as soon as someone was like, "Bro, I was gonna like suggest maybe we go to a police station." And he was like, "Yeah." I mean, he was like, "Yeah, I usually do that when I'm making deals and stuff." He was like, "Okay, well that's good." So that was literally like my first like time ever doing that. So of course I was a little bit nervous too. So you just got to be safe. Bring someone with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Always be safe with those marketplaces because not everyone can be trusted.
Definitely. Not even you, Scott.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
dude,
know
you give me a
Scott.
case. You give me a case of Mountain Dew. I cannot be trusted. Just like Scott, hold my Mountain Dew. It might be gone the next day.
Speaking of Mountain Dew, Mountain Dew is coming out with alcoholic beverages.
I saw that. I'm thinking, oh boy, I'm just about ready to turn 21, and they're doing this. Heck yeah!
Oh, I forgot. You're not 21 yet. Um, but yeah, I think that's I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean,
I think it's a good idea because
the
they're
episode would be pretty
appealing.
cool.
I think they're appealing to that young teen market, and a lot of their focus group is growing up, and people already make hardened versions of Mountain Dew. This will be nice though. They're really
There's like a seltzer, Bud Light seltzer. No, but I think there's like an alcoholic seltzer out now that I think they just make like regular drinks or something. I can't think of the name, but it's some kind of drink that makes seltzer, but
Mm-hmm.
now they have like an alcoholic seltzer. I don't remember the brand.
Oh, is it like Oh, the Faco. Well, there's Faco, Boobly Water.
Is it Boobly? Does
It might be
Boobly?
Boobly or
Scott, you do Boobly.
the
I
one that's
love
like
bubbly.
that's oh, what's the one that everyone used to drink? I want to say Faco, but that's not it. It was what's the one? Oh, oh my gosh, every white girl was drinking it at one point in time, and it made me laugh.
You mean White Claw?
No. This was not alcoholic.
Tristan likes White Claw, but that doesn't mean that he's a white girl. Speaking of white girls,
LaCroix. That was it.
LaCroix.
LaCroix. That's it.
I love LaCroix. LaCroix is like the best. Um, yeah, I have not news, but like interesting thing about Boyfriend Dungeon. I've been looking at its reviews.
okay, go ahead.
All right, so number one, the overall review is like
Wait,
a 3.6.
keep in mind we're not sponsored. We're not sponsored, but go ahead.
It's yeah,
Overall
that's fine.
reviews is sick.
We're not sponsored. I have not played the game myself. Oh no, it's a 3.2. It's even lower. Okay, so
Ooh.
39. No, here's the problem though. You know why? 39% are 1 stars.
Why?
And all these reviews are mostly homophobic.
Oh.
You got one review, the subject text is just Trump 2024 MAGA. You got another one saying I don't support the LGBTQ, and it says I believe in Jesus Christ, amen.
Oh my gosh, I'm about ready to kill it. Oh, that's not what
Yeah.
Christianity is.
And then here's one with the F slur.
Oh my gosh.
I do not know why Microsoft has allowed the F slur on here.
They probably haven't gotten to it yet. I bet you if you refresh
well, I feel like that should be a automated system. Like, hey, like it's not spelled incorrectly at all. It is spelled completely correctly. It is here.
I don't doubt it.
In all caps. There should be. You know how like you text in GTA, for God's sakes, if you said the word ass in a text message, it'd have a profanity filter and be like, hey, you can't say that. But Microsoft is like, yeah, you could say the F slur. We're fine with that. Anyway, yeah, this guy's saying this game is pandering trash. What's with all the trash? What the F is this? Not good. Well, those are where are the homophobic ones. Here's ew times 2.
Oh, that's terrible. Why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
that makes me so
one.
sad because like we're saying that we're so far ahead, and this is not just us.
We're
That like we're
definitely
so
more ahead than
absolutely, but
years
like
ago.
then you have all these bigots on here, just like, oh, that's a shame.
There was one that was complaining about there's no girlfriend dungeon. Why does it have
Not
to
wrong.
be boyfriend dungeon? No, they're
Not
completely
right. Never
wrong.
mind. Never mind. I
They're
didn't hear the rest of
completely
that
wrong
comment.
because there are so many dating sims with a bunch of girls
shit,
that you
you're right.
could date or
You're
even
right.
screw.
Never mind.
And they're gonna sit here. They're gonna sit here. There's one game that there's guys kind of dating guys. And by some of the positive reviews, they're saying that it's not even that flirty in nature. It depends on what your perspective
It's not.
is.
I mean, it literally says 13 and up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna just, you can delete my 2 cents if you want out of the video. But
no, you go ahead.
I'm not one that would like go out and be like, hey, this game looks pretty hot. I
Right.
think it looks pretty interesting because I like the way that it looks. I definitely like the way that it's kind of like a third person sprite, like maybe you would say like 16-bit almost, maybe 32-bit
Yeah.
game. I like stuff.
Mhm.
So to me, this game, looks pretty interesting in that aspect. Like the people that are like homophobic, they don't even have to look at it like that.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, but I'm not homophobic. I'm just saying, like, if I kind of lost my point. I just ate myself.
I just find it so sad that like even like a hint of like anything but straight is just getting crucified, and it's just getting bombarded with horrible, horrible things that are just so offensive and so contrary to like just like even if you're a Christian or not, just like being a good person. I mean, honest to God, like it just and on
Yeah.
Xbox. I mean, like in this day and age,
It's just like my view on that is who is it hurting? Because it's not hurting anybody. If a man is with a man or a woman is with a woman, it's not hurting a person. I really don't care what people do as long as they're consenting adult human beings. If they do what they gotta do, it is what it is. It's sad that people have like such hate.
yeah,
towards...
and we're not, yeah, and it's like it's just it's a real shame because you're absolutely right.
This review by Swag XD72. This is just gay garbage. It's just gay and gross, and the game just sucks gay. This is a great, fantastic review. I'm gonna rate your paper as a F. Score of 65.
Oh, this is what someone actually said.
Yeah. No. I'm saying this. I'm rating his paper.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're replying to his comment.
Yeah. Here's this. Here's a log review by The Way Best Way. 1 star. Sad excuse for a game. Gay pandering at its finest. Women and men only, please. It's a free country, so I could say what I want. Special people in a special group that I want to be special, but are no different than straight people. So why separate yourself from everyone? And if you want to be treated like everyone, straight people don't have a parade or a group of letters to make them feel important. So this is just basically like a whole like thing saying, oh, you want to be treated with equality. This game is okay if your info that into sorry, my screen's weird. If you're into that, but I don't care for it, but for each his own. So this just
was okay.
this just opened up a different can of worms. It's not about the game. The reason why why the LGBT have parades and such, and the straight people don't, is because the straight people, no one's ever killed somebody for being straight. No one's ever, what's the word? No one's ever been prosecuted or beaten down or been called slurs because of being straight. But for even in my lifetime, gay marriage has been illegal. It only became legal during the Obama administration, and I think in the later half of it anyway. The Obama administration started. Didn't it start in 2008?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, in 2008 to 2016. I think in the later half of that's when, and it only started with a few states at first. It didn't, So you can't say that people or the reason why we have parades and such is to try to rise up against the oppression.
Yeah,
But,
it's why. Yeah, it's exactly right. It's why is BML, Black Lives Matter? Why do they march? It's the exact same reason. You're totally right.
Exactly. Is to rise against the oppression and also, kind of bring awareness to it. Like, hey, we're here and we're
suffering.
Yeah. And we're just
wanna
trying to live.
Yeah, they want to be
We
accepted
matter.
by society, even if they don't want to be accepted by society. Just like you said, they just want to live.
Yeah. And it's just best to live and let live. Just let people do as they do. If they're not harming anyone physically. The review with the F slur in it said something. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is the most insert F slur here shit ever. But they censored shit. But they didn't censor the F slur. So Microsoft found it more of a problem for shit to be on there than the actual F slur. So
I'm gonna look this up real quick. Usually, sometimes on ESRB or IMDb, they can tell you like the content of like what's in it. Let me take a look here. Why are they saying? I guess it's the person behind the main character. Are they trans? Are they a girl? Or very
I don't know.
For what game?
For
boyfriend dungeon?
Oh.
I don't know, but you could see it coming up every Thursday. I will seriously make a solo series.
Oh, it's a
of this. It's so
Kickstarter
done.
game. Oh, that's cool.
What do you mean by Kickstarter game? Meaning like it's
It was on Kickstarter and it actually got made. Actually got put out on
probably because of the play style. The play style was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I was
saw a
saying
little
before.
bit of the play style, but yeah. So I'm gonna be. I hope people watch my series. I'm gonna be risking it all, playing boyfriend dungeon in a conservative home. So yeah. So definitely follow the YouTube channel for more. I think we're gonna end this episode here, but it was definitely fun recording with y'all. I don't know how much of our footage is usable because we did go over some dodgy topics, but it was very progressive. So yeah, this has been Resistance Radio episode 2. We will see you guys in another 2 weeks, or hopefully on my Thursday video of Boyfriend Dungeon. So yeah. Also, one last thing before we go, Jordan streams at twitch.tv/hotpocket61 time to time. I do the same at twitch.tv/Apollo Your King. I don't do it very often, and I don't think Jordan really does it very often either, but we'll try to stream a little bit more. But those are our plugins. Consider following us on Spotify and the YouTube channel itself. We put out weekly group gameplay videos, and every once in a while we do solo videos, like this one particular game that I've been mentioning. I feel like I'm gonna do a lot better with the dating sim than I would the horror games, because the horror games I'm not really scared, and that's what people watch horror game playthroughs for. But for
I would probably be pretty good at that.
yeah, you probably would, because you get scared very easily. Me, I'm just more like, oh, that's cool, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah. This guy was playing Dead Space and he couldn't get past the first part. I'm like almost all the way through and I've not screamed once.
Dude, Dead Space 3, there's this part that I can't get through it because literally the monster chases after me. And I'm like, hell no. But, like, you have to freeze the monster, or whatever it
Oh.
is. You have to, like, freeze it. And then you have to, like, run away and open up this gate. But then he, like, comes back after me after he is done falling, and I can literally hear him stomping.
You'd hate Resident Evil 2 then, because like in one part of later on in the game, I want to say Mr. X starts following you around, and my heart is like pumping.
Dude, I've seen those where he's
I'm
in
like,
the library and you're on the top and then you go down and he like goes up and down the ladder. That's like the
Yep.
funniest thing. One time this guy literally was playing that in that little area and he walks up to the player and then he immediately like walks away. And it's so funny. I'm gonna let you finish. Close this out.
Oh yeah, that's basically it. The plugins and everything. So, thank you guys for listening this far. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.